What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and technically doing a Destiny board Dark Necrofear deck profile. So I'm really excited for you guys because this deck is a really awesome deck that can actually instant win with Destiny board, which is absolutely insane. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of Notification Squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name description every single video, getting us signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing a single copy of Dark Necrofear. This card is a really awesome boss monster for the deck. It has the ability, this card can only be special summoned by banishing 3 fiend type monsters from your graveyard, which is a really awesome effect for this card to have. It also has the ability, when this card is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect and is sent to the graveyard, it is treated as an equipped spell card and is equipped to an opponent's monster, and you gain control of that monster, which is a really insane effect that you just get one of your opponent's monsters. I then play a single copy of Cursed Necrofear. Cursed Necrofear is a really good one-of in the deck as well that has the ability that it cannot be normal summoner set, it must be special summoned by a card effect. And you can target 3 of your banished fiend type monsters and special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, shuffle those banished monsters back into the deck, which is a really good effect to be able to just recycle some of your fiend monsters. It also has the ability that during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed in your monster zone by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard this turn, special summon this card from your graveyard. Then you can destroy cards that your opponent controls up to the number of face-up spells and trap cards that you control with different names, which is an awesome effect, just get you multiple pops while also getting your boss monster back on the field. I then play 2 copies of Dark Spirit of Banishment. This card is a really good 2-of in the deck that makes it super easy to get Cursed Necrofear onto your side of the field. That if your opponent's monster attacks at the start of the damage step, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and then target a level 8 fiend type monster in your graveyard and special summon it. But its effects are negated, and if you do, change the attack target to that monster and perform damage calculation, which is a awesome effect just to be able to summon out your boss monster from the graveyard if your opponent attacks. It also has the ability, if a level 8 fiend type monster is sent to your graveyard while this card's in the graveyard, you can add this card back to your hand, which is a really good effect. I then play 2 copies of Dark Spirit of Malice. Dark Spirit of Malice is a really good 2-of that has a similar effect as Banishment, but it has the ability that when your opponent's monster activates a card, or when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and then target a level 8 fiend type monster in your graveyard and special summon it, but its effects are negated, which is an awesome effect. Then it also shares the ability, just like your copy of Banishment, that you can add this card back to your hand if a level 8 fiend type monster is sent to your graveyard, which is a really good effect just to be able to recycle this card. We then play 3 copies of Tour Guide from the Underworld. Tour Guide from the Underworld is a really good normal summon in this deck to be able to just instantly get you another fiend type monster on the field. Because as you when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 3 fiend type monster from your hand or deck, which is a awesome effect just to instantly get a monster on the field so you can link summon or even XZ summon into some really powerful cards, which is why I play this card as a 3-of. This card can also search out basically your copies of your Dark Spirits because you can summon them to your side of the field with your copy of Tour Guide and then overlay them into a really powerful monster, or even link them away to the graveyard so that when you do get one of your level 8 fiend monsters sent to the graveyard, you can actually add back your Dark Spirits to your hand. I then play a single copy of Doomdog. Doomdog is a really good 1-of in the deck that you can also summon off your copy of Tour Guide, and has the ability, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a level 8 fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, which could be either your copy of Cursed Necrofear or Dark Necrofear, or one of the other tech cards we're playing later on in the profile. I then play a single copy of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Fiendish Rhino Warrior is a really good 1-of the deck that you can also summon off your copy of Tour Guide, and fiend type monsters that you control except Fiendish Rhino Warrior cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect, which is a good effect just to give you some protection. This card is also a Foolish Burial, because if this card is sent to the graveyard, then you can send a Fiend-type monster from your deck to the graveyard, except another copy of this card. And then play a single copy of Abominable Unchained Soul. This card is a really good boss monster for the deck, and it's super easy to summon to your side of the field. It has the ability that you can only special summon this card once per turn, and if a card that you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is special summoned, you can discard a card and then destroy a card on the field. And once per turn, during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can special summon this card, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. This card is actually searchable off your copy of Dark Spirit's Mastery, which is why I play this card as a 1-of in the deck. I'm then playing 3 copies of Lava Golem. Lava Golem is a really good 3-of to combo with your copies of your Dark Sanctuary, because you contribute over 2 of your opponent's monsters to give them a 3000 attack point monster that's going to give them burn damage. And it also has the ability that basically you cannot normal summon the turn you special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field, which is a pretty good effect, but being able to out 2 of your opponent's monsters is just really, really good. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Change of Heart. This card is a really good one on the deck, especially if you give your opponent a Lava Golem. You can basically just take it back for the turn and do a little bit of attacking with that card, which is really, really cool. Plus, I thought it was really cool because this card was originally Bakura's to throw in the deck. I then play a single copy of Terraforming. Terraforming is a really good 1-of in the deck to be able to search out our Dark Sanctuary. I then play a single copy of Called by the Grave just so we don't get hand trapped or going in for all of our plays. I then play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is a really good 3-of in the deck to be able to basically dig into the deck to get the exact card that you need. You can also play Allure of Darkness in this position if you don't want to be able to, if you don't have copies of Pot of Prosperity. So you can actually substitute Allure of Darkness for this card. I then play 3 copies of Dark Spirit Mastery. This card is a really, really good 3-of in the deck that basically searches out Destiny Board or a level 8 Fiend type monster by just discarding a card, which is a really good effect. It also has the ability you can banish this card from your graveyard except the turn it was sent there and place any number of Destiny Board and or Spirit Message cards with different names from your hand or graveyard on the bottom of your deck in any order, and then you get to draw the same number of cards, which is a good effect to be able to put those cards back into the deck because there are bricks in your hand. I then play 3 copies of Dark Sanctuary. Dark Sanctuary is an insanely powerful field spell and one of my favorite field spells ever created, especially for the artwork. This card is a really good effect that if a Spirit Message card would be placed on the field with Destiny Board, you can special summon it as a normal monster, Fiend type, Dark, level 1, 0 attack, and 0 defense instead. And if you do, it's unaffected by card effects except Destiny Board, and it cannot be targeted for attacks, but doesn't prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. And when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can toss a coin, and if the result is heads, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the current attack of that monster that your opponent controls, which is a really awesome effect to be able to combo with your copy of Lava Golem, because you basically just give this 3000 attack point monster to the opponent, and then when they attack, if you get a heads, it will actually do 1500 points of burn damage on top of Lava Golem's 1000 point of burn damage as well, which is just really, really cool. I then play a single copy of each one of the Spirit Messages, which is a single copy of Spirit Message I, 1 copy of N, a single copy of A, and a single copy of L. You only need a single copy of each one of the Spirit Messages. They're really just basically bricks, but you have to play at least 1 copy of them to be able to use them with Destiny Board. So that's it for these spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Destiny Board. Destiny Board is a really awesome card for this deck. It has the ability that when this card and all 4 spirit messages with different names are placed on the field, you win the duel. That is really, really crazy that you can basically just win the duel with this extremely powerful old school trap card. It also has the ability that once per turn, during your opponent's end phase, you place 1 spirit message card from your hand or deck in your spell and trap card zone face up in the proper order of F, I, N, A, and L, with your copy of Destiny board counting as F, which is really cool because it actually spells out final, which is just super cool. And when any spirit message card or Destiny board that you control leaves the field, you send all of them to the graveyard, which is a little bit of a downside, but if your opponent's not playing cards like Harpy's Feather Duster, you're usually going to win, which is really awesome. I then play 2 copies of Sentence of Doom. Sentence of Doom is a really awesome 2-up for the deck that has the ability that you can target any number of your fiend monsters that are banished in your graveyard up to the number of Destiny board and or spirit message cards that you control and add them to your hand. And you can also send this card from your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard and place a spirit message card from your hand deck or graveyard in your spell and trap card zone, and it's treated as being placed by Destiny board, which is a really good effect to be able to speed up your Destiny board by a turn. I then play 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment is really good in the deck just in case your opponent tries to Harpy's Feather Duster you, because it has the ability that when a monster would be summoned or a spell or trap card is activated, you pay half your life points to negate the activation, which is really, really good, which will protect you from cards that try to destroy Destiny board like Harpy's Feather Duster or even MST, or cards like Twin Twister. We then play 3 copies of Skill Drain. Skill Drain is a really good 3 in the deck. We don't really need our monster effects all that much in this particular deck outside of like Tour Guide on the field, so this card is a really awesome 3 in the deck just to stop your opponent's monster effects and simplify the game state, especially if you have your copy of Skill Drain and Dark Sanctuary on the field, which is just absolutely insane. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm going to be playing a single copy of Mudrucker from the Underworld. This card is a really good 1-of in the deck. I only feel like you need a single copy of this card, but this card does come in extremely handy. I then play a single copy of Beat. Beat is a really good 1-of as well that can protect your cards on your side of the field, like your copy of Destiny board, which is just super cool because if this card is link summoned using 2 dark monsters with different names as a material, it gains the effect that you can tribute a monster, then target a face-up card on the field and place a patrol counter on it. And you can only use the effect of this card once per turn, and a card with a patrol counter would be destroyed by battle by card effect. You can remove a patrol counter from it instead, giving you a little bit of protection for your copy of Destiny board. I then play a single copy of Cherubini. Cherubini is just a really good 1-of in the deck to be able to dump your copies of your fiend monsters from your deck to the graveyard that are level 3. Play a single copy of Alamirage. Alamirage also gives us a little bit of protection, which is why I play this card as a 1-of. And just in case we see an opportunity for it, I do play a single copy of number 97. This card will actually help us OTK because you can detach a material from this card and then special summon out 2 number dragons to your side of the field and attach one to the other. And the cards that we're actually going to be summoning off this card is number 38, which is a spell negate, or our OTK machine, which is our copy of number 100. Number 100 is really good because it gains the attack of basically every rank monster on your side of the field, or on the field, times 1,000. So if there is 9 ranks on the field, this card will come out at 9,000 attack points, making it super easy to be able to OTK the opponent, which is why I play this card as a 1-of, to be able to summon off of number 97's effect. I then play a single copy of Azura King. Azura King is a good 1-of in the extra deck because this card has the ability, when this card has material, you can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of materials attached to this card. This card can attack multiple times, which is really, really good. And I really like this card as well because if this card battles, it gains 200 attack points permanently. And when another monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can detach material in this card to negate the activation, and you do destroy that card, which is a pretty good effect with this particular card. Then play a single copy of Breaksword because being able to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field is just really, really good. 1 copy of Fortune Tune. Fortune. Fortune Tune is in here so we can make our copy of Zeus. 1 copy of Downer Magician because we can make this card on top of any of our rank 3s to give Zeus an additional material. 1 copy of DDD Stone King Darius. This card is really good because you can make a copy of Marksman King Tell on top of it, and then make a copy of Divisor King, which is really good because it gives you a 3000 attack point monster, which is really insane because basically all you have to do is make your copy of your DDD rank 3, and then you can immediately overlay the next 2 on top of one another, which is really cool, basically making it like Utopia the Lightning. And then when you attack with this card, you can then make Zeus, and Zeus will have multiple materials on it, which is just really, really good. We then play a single copy of Zeus, which if we play so many XZs in this deck, you've got to play a single copy of Zeus to have it as a board wipe. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played with Destiny board before, you definitely should give this deck a try because it's really, really fun. I really love just being able to auto win with that card. It's just super old school, and it's a really fun card. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can come part of our notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.